Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss strategic management subject of 6th semester BBA, Bangalore University, unit number 1, Introduction to Strategic Management, session number 7, Steps in Strategic Decision Making. I am Mujib Khan, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Kanakapura. Strategic decision making is a critical skill for effective leadership. The outcome of leaders' choices significantly impacts on employees, customers, the market, and ultimately the success of the company. Developing such a skill requires knowledge, skills, intuition, reasoning. It also requires the process to help and define the problem and to select the best courses of action or the right courses of action from among the alternative actions available. Dear students, let us discuss the steps which are involved in strategic decision making. The very first step, as you can see on the screen, is identify the decision. In other words, it can also be called as define the problem. You define the problem, you identify the problem is a major task. To identify the decision or to identify a problem, we should consider some of the questions. What are those questions? The questions may be like, what is actually the problem? Can this problem be solved? Is this a real problem or a symptom of the larger one? Does it need immediate action or attention, or can it wait for some time? Is it likely to go away by itself? Can I risk by ignoring it? What is to be accomplished by the decision? All these questions need to be asked by the management in identifying the decision. As I told you, it is a step-by-step process. Strategic decision making is a step-by-step process which requires knowledge, reasoning, and intuition. But in order to reach out to understand the very concept of strategic decision making, we need to understand it step by step. So, identifying the decision or defining the problem. What exactly is the problem? For example, the problem is to create more demand. Maybe the problem is to create more demand, or the problem may be to supply more goods. The problem may be to innovate the technology. The problem may be to go for diversification of the products and services. The problem can be anything. Identification of the decision to be made can be anything. It could be related to any aspect in the organization, operational, tactical, or any type of problem it could be. So, after considering all these questions, the management is going to gather relevant information about the same. After identifying the problem, after identifying the decision to be made for long term, the organization is going to gather relevant information. That is the second step in strategic decision making. Gathering relevant information from whom? From the stakeholders. From where? The facts and figures, the trends of past years, the trends going on in the current scenario, both internal and external environment trends, the stakeholders, the facts and figures can be collected through research, can be collected through benchmarking studies, interviews with the credible sources. Then by observing the events, observed events, in gathering the relevant information, asking oneself or asking certain questions like, what I am not seeing and what I have missed. What I have not seen and what I have missed is a very important method of collecting relevant information. After identifying what is the problem, can it be solved, or should we give immediate attention to it, or will it wait for some time, etc., etc. After identifying that, I gave you some examples of creating the demand of the product, supply chain management of the product, or change in the technology, change in the design of the product, price of the product. It could be on anything. First, basically we have to identify what is our problem, what is our decision to be taken. Then second one is collecting the relevant information through various sources, internal as well as external sources, maybe from stakeholders, maybe from facts and figures, research studies, benchmarking, etc., as I told you. And try to identify what is being missed by the company, what has not been seen by the company in this aspect. Next, after gathering relevant information, the company may identify the alternatives, various alternatives to solve this problem or to reach to this decision. That is called as identify the alternative. As you collect information, you will probably identify several possible paths of action or alternatives. You can also use your imagination, intuition and additional information to construct new alternatives, a new method of executing a particular task. But for doing this, you have to again ask some questions. We have to choose only those options that show promise. Merely we should not select the options which have no promise in future. We have to select only those options which have got promise in future, which need more information and which can be combined, or which can be eliminated, or it can be challenged in future. All these options are there while identifying the alternatives. When you are identifying the alternatives, the factors to be considered in mind is, first of all, it should be promissory in nature. It should have a promise that if we select this particular option, that option is going to be good in future for the organization. Then need more information, access of information, and then the options that we are looking forward can be permutated and made combination, permutation and combination, or can be eliminated, can be challenged in future. All these factors to be considered when you are selecting the when you are considering the alternatives, when you are identifying the alternatives. To identify the alternatives, these are the benchmarks. You will list all possible and desirable alternatives. Possible alternatives, it is okay. Desirable alternatives, which can have some promise in future. So after doing this, the company or the management may go to weigh the evidence. The fourth step is to weigh the evidence. To weigh the evidence in terms of its profitability, in terms of its loss, in terms of its advantages, in terms of its disadvantages, in terms of its cost. If it is implemented, whether it meets the standards or not. And predicting the consequences of each option, the ifs and buts, if at all, or then, or what if something goes wrong. All these things will show the worst situation in future, or the worst solution in future, the worst course of action in future. So evidential testing again requires intuition, which is a very important part and parcel of strategic decision making apart from knowledge. So it judges the advantages and disadvantages of each course of action that we have listed. According to us, they are all desirable course of action, desirable alternatives. But when we are weighing the evidence, we have to weigh it in terms of so many things. Weigh in terms of its cost, whether it is costly or economical, time consuming or less time consuming, whether it is advantageous or disadvantageous, whether it meets the standard in future or not, predict the worst situation, the ifs and buts of this. All these things we are going to weigh as evidence. Here just we have to imagine what it would be like if you carried out each of the alternatives to the end. Individually we are weighing the alternatives. What these alternatives, if we carry out them till the end, what is the result that they are going to fetch? What is the result that they are going to give it to us? Evaluate whether the need identified in step 1, the problem identified, the decision identified in step 1 would be met or resolved through the use of each alternative or not. As you go through this difficult internal process, you will begin to favor certain alternatives. The management start identifying some of the alternatives that they feel that finally these alternatives are going to give more benefits. So based on your own value system, based on your own intuition, based on your own experience, based on your own knowledge, now you are going to consider you are going to weigh, prefer few alternatives. After doing this, the organization may go for choose among alternatives. That is the next fifth step. Choosing among the alternatives. That is selecting the best alternative from among the alternatives. Once you have weighed all the evidences, you are ready to select the best alternative, the alternative that seems to be best for you. You may choose combination of alternatives in this sense. So step 4 gives evidences of which is advantageous and which is not. In step 5, when you prefer in step 4 which are the alternatives which give more benefits, in step 5 you are going to select one alternative or more than one alternative. One or more than one alternative. It is not necessary that you have to select only one alternative. That is why it is said that choose among alternatives. It is not said select only one. You can select more than one alternative. After selecting the best alternative, considering different what is called as factual data, intuition, the emotional intelligence, when deciding a course of action, one should always accept that the solution may be less than perfection. It is not that whatever is selected is the best. It is not that the solution that you have taken, the decision that you have taken is it is either perfect or more than perfection. It is not so. We should always accept the reality that the decision taken now may change tomorrow. Even better alternatives may come up in the future tomorrow. Then after this, the next step that an organization or management take in strategic decision making is take action. So here, take action, or you can call it as implementation and monitoring. You have selected the best option, now you have to implement it. Whether you are implementing it commercially, whether you are implementing it non-commercially, before implementing it, whether you are making any market testing or not, whether you are considering internal test or not, they are all important factors here. Taking correct action, implementation of the policies, plans and strategies. Not only implementing them but also monitoring them. Monitoring here means looking with purpose whether the things are moving according to the objectives laid down, plans laid down or not. It is a step-by-step process to solve a problem. It is a step-by-step process in decision making, in taking a particular decision. Take action means implementation and monitoring. It is a step-by-step process. What is required here? Communication strategy to the stakeholders. Once the decision is selected and implemented, now the communication strategy need to be developed by the organization to the stakeholders to communicate each other about its implementation, about its formalities, about its benefits, and also resource identification, resource allocation also comes under taking action or implementation. Simply if we say that we have implemented a plan, it has no meaning. Why? It needs to be communicated. We need to communicate to the stakeholders and we need to allocate the resources, reallocate the resources, identify the resources required for effective and efficient implementation of the decision taken. Otherwise, the decision is taken and if the resources are not identified and the resources are not allocated, then the decision taken would be in vain. The decision taken will not be successful or will not be implemented effectively. The stakeholders may not get benefit out of it. And what is the timeline for implementation and review? What is the measurement to gauge the progress? All these things comes under taking correct actions or implementation. So after reviewing all these, after doing all these things, the management will move on to the last step of strategic decision making process, that is review your decision and its consequences. Review its decisions and its consequences. We should review here, gauge here the progress of the decision being implemented, and we should always be ready for the worst consequences. It is not that what is the decision we have taken, it is the best decision. It is not like that. We should also be ready for the worst solution. Then only Even if the moderate problems or mistakes happens in decision making process, we can pacify. Otherwise, if we are in the superlative degree and in the superiority complex that whatever the decision we have taken is correct and it is best suitable to the stakeholders, and if something goes wrong in future, then the management will be blamed. The people who have taken the decision will be blamed. Therefore, once the decision is implemented, reviewing the decision in terms of its advantages, results, outcomes, feedbacks, in terms of whatever the criteria you have selected, might be the criteria to purchase a particular thing or sell a particular thing, to innovate new tech, to introduce new technology, whatever may be the decision that you have taken and the step by step process that you have taken to take that decision, considering one criteria, we have to review and we have to finalize and we have to evaluate whether the things are going smoothly and they are providing a profits to the organization. Then what could be our next objective, what could be our next decision making relating to this? Can we develop this even better? Or if the things are not moving accordingly, if the things are not moving as per our predictions, then dropping it or creating some alternatives to that. So again, it is an intuitive process, it is a reasoning process, it is an analytical process, which is nothing but a decision making process. So dear students, there are 7 steps in strategic decision making process. The first step is identify the decision, identify the problem. Just like this pandemic, identify the problem. This problem is relating to pandemic, but it is causing some other problems also. Ask different questions here. What is this problem? Can it be solved or it cannot be solved? Will it wait for some time or we have to give first preference to solve it? What are the resources required to solve this? Gather collective information about this pandemic. What are the other things to be resolved along with this? Identify the alternative solutions. So how best solutions can be made to resolve this pandemic COVID-19 issue? What are the alternatives available? Taking medical prescriptions, admitting to the hospitals, or home isolation, home quarantines, or consulting the doctors online. There are so many alternatives available. Then weighing the evidences. Which alternative is best for which type of symptom? And selecting the best one or two alternatives, need not be one alternative, selecting the best alternative to solve this problem. Taking correct action in proper time, implementing that particular thing, going and purchasing that particular material or medical tool, or providing that medical tool to the people by the government. Then reviewing the decision whether we have taken a correct decision or not, whether gauging the progress. Because of our implementation, have we made any progress? The number of patients have reduced or the numbers are increasing in spite of that. The government here can be the management. Personally, an individual can also place himself or herself here in decision making process of this pandemic. At the same time, as individual, the government can also be considered here as one of the important element. The government here can identify the decision, gather relevant information, identify the alternatives available to solve the problem, weigh the evidence, choose among the alternatives, take action, review decision and its consequences. So dear students, these are the various steps which are involved in strategic decision making process. At the end of the session, I have given you the multiple choice questions. Kindly go through them, attempt them, If you do not understand, feel free to call me. And at the same time, study materials you can collect from your own source. There are online and offline materials available. You can collect from your own source and gather more information about this topic, gain more knowledge about this topic. Stay home, stay safe, take care. Thanks for watching this video. We will meet in the next session tomorrow. Thank you very much.